have your attention, please? The show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up, Charles?
Hey, everybody. Hey, right off the bat, I just shut off my Mozilla web browser because I think that takes up a lot of resources. But hey, everybody. Hey, real quick, just want to bring up a couple points real quick. So the YouTube, we did the YouTube live. We that worked out good. It went live on YouTube, and now we're gonna try Twitter, X. We'll have to find out if that works or not. But so tonight, the deal is this: is that I want to talk about the Republican Party, the Democrat Party, and the wording, the verbiage that kind of like confuses people and kind of like the manipulating. It's all like word trickery and stuff like that. But then John's got a bunch of stuff he wants to talk about that he's been looking into and stuff like that. Well, so we'll get right into that after that. But right off the bat, so I just wanted to talk about the Republican Party, like we're a republic, all right? We're not a democracy. We're a republic, and so you have like Republican and Republic kind of aligned together. But then you have the Democrats that has they call it the Democratic Party. It's not really the Democratic Party. It's actually the Democrat Party. My opinion, it's a Democrat Party. So you have the Democrat Party, then you call it like democracy. So if you look at it, democracy, Democrat, it's all wording trickery. To my opinion, it's trickery. All right, because all people talk about is democracy, democracy. But that's been going on for years. They switched that over democracy, which aligns with Democrat and Democratic. But we're really a republic, Republican, republic. There's no trickery involved with that. So we have comments coming in already, and so
I can't see anything.
David, hey David, hit the comments button. You can see comments come up. There should be a comments button. Do you see it?
Yeah.
There should, yeah. If you hit the comments, and you'll see all the comments, and then you can pop them up on the screen. But whoop, looks like. Looks like John's hitting buttons again. John. Anyway, so people have to look into like the mind. It's actually like trickery, the mind trickery. Here he comes.
What the heck?
So people have to look into the mind trickery. You got it?
I'm just not going to be able to see the chats. I don't know why.
All right. Well, I can see them. I can pop them up. You'll see them when I pop them up. So I just wanted to bring that up real quick, like I said, about the mind trickery with the Democratic, democracy, Democrat. It's kind of like it all lines together. And just people be aware of that, because we're not a democracy. We're a freaking republic. And then that's pretty much it. So like I said before, we're going to try Twitter, formerly known as X. We're going to find out. On YouTube, just look for and you'll see the same stuff going on, and the same thing with Twitter X. I don't even know what to call it, because it's people are still calling it Twitter, but then they're saying X. Yeah, but still, if you go to twitter.com, that's how I get on there. But look for the Save New York on Twitter, and then we'll take it from there, because we can only do 3 at a time. I'm not sure if you know that, John. We can only do 3 live streams at a time, so we're going to have to figure out what live streams we're going to do, and then take it from there. Because I know we will eventually probably get bumped and removed from YouTube, and then we'll have to go into Rumble, which is a totally different story, because that's when you Rumble. I mentioned it before. You have to set up the start time for it, and then do a bunch of stuff on this end, and then have it aligned. So if we start at 6:30, if you put that on Rumble, I'm not quite sure how that works. So we're gonna have to experiment with that too. But anyhow,
yeah.
So if anybody looks at the bottom. It says every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Share on your social media platforms. Share this out there. And John, let her rip. What do you got to talk about?
Oh, we have a lot to talk about, actually. We got the immigrants in New York City. A213, I think the bill is, where they can come in your home and take you if you're cold. If the kids go to school, like go to the nurse a lot, complain a lot that they're sick all the time, they can call this number, and these people from Hoshel's office, whoever it is, health department, whatever, can come right to the school and take your kid. That's kind of crazy, I
So
think.
that is set
Did
up.
you hear about that?
I didn't. Well,
Did
you
you hear
mentioned
them?
about that one time. Actually, I did a video about. It that the school is going to be able to do that. The doctors are going to be able to do that. But I didn't hear about nothing
Right.
online about it. So that's interesting.
Did you hear anything about illegal immigrants getting bank loans? Biden said just push them right through, and some of them are
I didn't
getting
hear nothing about
weapons.
that.
No, yeah,
Weapons.
it's all
Weapons.
over. I've seen it like 5 times. Yeah, I've seen it quite a few
No, I didn't.
times.
Oh, there's
New
David.
York
David
City
again.
is. Yeah, we got a lag here. New York City is a madhouse right now. I guarantee it's going to be coming to the bigger cities too, like Rochester, Syracuse, Buffalo, Albany. You know, I have a friend down there in New York City, and she's scared to death. You know, and she's trying to get out of there, but the city blocks are boarded up. All the windows are boarded up. The stores are looted. Cops are getting their asses handed to them. It's terrible down there.
I know we gotta get some video of that so we can show some video. But hey, John, real quick, did you hear
Yeah.
about what happened in Greece, New York?
You're cutting out. You're cutting
About
out.
there was like 100 to 150 people there. All right, you know something? If I
Where?
keep cutting out, let me know because then I'm gonna have to switch over to my other computer. Greece, New York. There was like at the mall. There was like 100 to 150 people that were in the mall. And they were all fighting. They were going into the stores. This one girl that worked in the store got hit in the head and has got a big bump on her head. A lot going on with that.
No way.
And then just today, recently, I found out Buffalo, New York, the Walden Galleria, I think it's called. Same thing happened there yesterday with about 100 people in the mall, starting fights
Really?
and everything else. These malls are going
Wow.
to become they're going to become ghost towns. They're going to become ghost towns. That's what they're going to be. The malls are
Yeah.
like ghost towns.
A little mom and pop store don't have a chance against something like that. You get 100 people all at once. I've seen it. I don't even know how many times on YouTube this week. All different stores, mostly New York City. I didn't know they were starting in Buffalo yet, though. Which
Yeah,
bigger city they're
was
going to go
yesterday.
to?
There was yesterday also in Buffalo, and in Greece, New York. What is it?
Really?
It's not the Greece town. I forgot what it's called. It used to be Greece Ridge Mall. It used to be separate malls at one time. They joined. I forgot the name of it, but it's in Greece. 2 malls that attached years ago. But yeah, there's
No
100 to
kidding.
150 there, and they were calling in police from all over the place, and the same thing in Buffalo, both in one day. It was like, is that organized? I mean, was that planned? I don't know.
It
How come
has
two of
to
them
be.
happened in one day?
You get all them people going in there at once, just taking every diapers and everything. I seen sneakers, diapers, pants, shirts. They probably didn't even look at the tags to see if they fit. They were just grabbing them off the shirts. I don't know what they're called in the middle. They spin around. You get to check all your shirts. Armloads and armloads. They didn't even check the tags to see if they fit or not. So what are they going to do with them? Just give them away?
I don't know. They're probably maybe selling them. I don't know. But I'm just saying the craziness that's going on in these malls right now, it's going to get worse. It's only going to get worse here in New York.
Way worse.
You know, I mean, the
It's
malls,
all right.
like I said, they're going to become like ghost towns. They're going to become like ghost towns. And then all them, like all them smaller businesses that are in there trying to make, it's going to be, they're going to shut them down. Is what's going to, because they did close down the one in Greece. They closed it down when it started happening.
The whole mall?
Yeah, they shut the whole mall down, I guess. And then they actually had, instead of arresting anybody, they had, I guess they called in. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is what I heard and read about. They called in buses and then bussed the people out of the area.
What?
Get
out of here.
There was one arrest in Buffalo. There was one arrest in Buffalo. There was one arrest in Buffalo, though.
That's unbelievable. You know that? Unbelievable. Who paid for the bus? Who paid for them to go there? Somebody paid them to do it. You know, Republicans aren't doing that. Oh my God, that's crazy.
No idea.
That is crazy. We were
But
supposed to
it's
have
just
someone on this week, but he couldn't make it. He didn't get home in time for work either. And I really didn't have a whole lot to research because I've been really busy. But I know, remember we talked about this thing up the road from my house? It's called Black Woman's Blueprint on the old
I
Air
believe
Force
so.
base.
Well, go ahead and repeat the story.
Well, we found out during the week that a CEO from Walt Disney visited 2 times. What the place is empty. It's an old Air Force base. That's kind of odd, don't you think? Can
Yeah,
you hear
I'm
me?
sorry. I was just reading. I was just reading some of the. Yeah, I was just
And I
reading.
wish I wish I
I'm
could
going
see
to
the
show this
comments.
because this is from. You should be able to see this, Shannon. The laws are going to turn us into how New York looked in that movie, I Am Legend. Left with zombies. This is beyond disturbing. Do you see
Oh,
that? Do
it's
you see the
terrible.
post?
Yeah, yeah, I see it. Yeah, yep. You're right, though.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Then we have
Soros,
David
yeah.
talking about uh, Soros. I mean, is it organized? I mean, is it that finely tuned, organized into
It's got to
towns?
be.
I don't know. To be able to do that in the
It
mall.
has to be. It has to be. See if David wants to come on.
David, you want to come on?
Yeah, I
Okay,
know.
all
New
right.
York City.
Give me
New
a
York
second
City's
here.
terrible.
Let me. He's never been on this platform before, but let me see what I can do here.
Oh, he was on with us
Hold
once
on.
before. Him and his wife.
Uh,
Remember we talked about the
Not this
Constitution.
platform. There was the other platform. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the other platform. This one's
Yeah.
different because you don't need to. On this one, you don't need to download anything like Zoom. Like, here we go. Let me see if I can. I'm going to send it to you now, David. I'm sending it to you now in Messenger.
He's always
Just
full
click
of
on it.
knowledge.
And yeah, all right. So, okay, David. No, I just sent you the link. You just have to click on the link and then go through the video stuff. And then I don't have the names set up. The names are not set up for people's names to be popped on there, but that's fine.
You put it in yourself.
Yeah, now I'm gonna have to switch it over. Hold on, this is wild because I have there's each one. There's like a 2-person layout, then there's a 3-person layout that I just clicked on. So when he pops on, it'll all switch around. So that's something I was working on a little bit today with the layouts with like a 2-person layout with the media screen, 3-person layout with a media screen. I've been messing with that, but
That's
really
pretty
haven't
cool.
tested it. But
I've been seeing
right,
seeing a lot of
so I
commercials
sent
on it.
that to you, David. They pop up all over the place for me. They're all over the place.
Once you get on, they just keep popping up multiple times a day.
All right, let David know that because he says he's on the link. Now what? Can you let David know how to do it from David? Are you doing it from a phone?
I don't know. I just hit
Go ahead and
2 buttons and I'm on.
hit the link, and then what buttons did you hit? This way he knows.
It just says start here. It's highlighted in blue. You hit that, and then it brings you right to it. You put your name in underneath it and hit OK, and you go right on. 3 or 4 little steps.
All right, he's not popping up as a. He hasn't popped in yet. Did you get that, David? Did you get the? Did you hear what John said? Anyhow, while we're waiting for him to get on, what else have you been seeing out there, John? As far as I know, you've been on this. I know you've been on this. You've been. I've seen it.
Oh
I've
my
seen it all over
God.
Facebook. You're on this TikTok thing going on with all the different things going on with TikTok and different videos and stuff like that.
I'll tell you what, TikTok is unbelievable. It's like 10 times better than Facebook. There's so much, there's freedom. Everybody's swearing, everybody's F word, F this, F that. Oh my God, there's so much about Biden. There's so much about everybody, like 50 times the amount more than Facebook. It's unbelievable. Really fast. The movies are nice and crystal clear. It's you really got to look into it. I know it's China based and everything, but we got to do something. We can't stay on Facebook. I mean, I got 5,000 people on my page, and if I do a video or something, maybe 20 people, 25, 23, 25 people see it. Maybe 3 or 4 will share it. So I'm all jammed up on Facebook. So they always get me. I'm on my 11th account. So I figure I'd try something new. You know, I like it. So far, I like it. You should try it.
No, I'm actually. I did go on there and I did create a Save New York thing on
Did you?
TikTok. I did one. Yeah, I was going to send you a link, but then I'm looking at it, going, all right. I was looking at it, trying to see if there's a way of going live on TikTok, but there's not really. I didn't see nothing that showed that you can go live on TikTok. But I mean,
Really?
I can see like posting stuff like this, but not personal stuff. Post stuff like this that'll piss off China, my opinion. We're out there talking about stuff, piss them off. But I wouldn't like post personal stuff like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Information.
Right.
Like
Mm.
like Facebook. David, are you getting this or what?
David, where
If
are
it
you,
didn't work the
David?
first time, try it again.
Pull up one of his
If it
comments.
didn't work the first time, try it again. Okay. How do I? All right. I'm on the link now. What? All right. How do I connect? Here we go. How do I connect? I haven't seen nothing yet. And he hasn't. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. He's added. Let's see what happens.
Something happened.
He might have a.
Slow connection and
Either that
something.
or it's Facebook. Either that or it's Facebook or it's I don't know. But like I said, I might have to move over and get my other computer going. The one I use just for video and
Yeah, you probably
paint
should. 'Cause
programs.
you're cutting out quite a bit on my end.
Yeah, that's why I turned off my my Mozilla thing. David,
David, are
what does
you
he do
there,
from there
David?
when he connects? You might,
It
something.
just brings me right in. There, that's
All right,
cool.
David, get back out and try it one more time. David, get back out and try it one more time.
It's supposed to
Because
be
this is
real
being done. This
easy.
isn't really being done on my computer. This is not being done on my computer, though. You know what I'm saying? This is being done online. So it really
Right.
shouldn't make a difference when other people are coming on. The only difference should be on my computer is that because it's old, is that it lags on my end or I cut out and everything else. It didn't really affect anybody else. David, go ahead and leave. See, this is probably why we should have made it for next week, so we could have had him come on.
Yeah, that's all
earlier.
right.
Make sure
We can fool around this week. Throw some comments up there.
All right. There is none. Nobody's commenting.
Who's out there? Anybody out there?
We actually have three viewers from Facebook, and we have one from YouTube right now.
You cut out bad on that one.
You know something, David, I'm just gonna. What's that?
You cut out bad on that time.
David, I know I'm gonna have to switch my computer over. What a pain in the neck that's gonna be, though. Anyways, David, I'm gonna boot you out and then come back in.
Yeah,
Kick
do
from
that.
studio. I'm gonna kick you from the studio, then try to come back in. All right, David, go ahead and try to get back in again. You know, there was something else I wanted to talk about, but with all this going on, I forgot what it was.
Yeah, me too.
You know, the one thing I wanted to explain real quick is like, look, when people see the back, when people see the background, when people see the background in the back with the red, when I created the background, it actually, you know what that is? That's like blood. That's supposed to be blood. I tried creating a blood thing, like
No
Save New
kidding.
York, with blood coming down to make it a little bit more maybe. That's what that. That's why that's back there.
I
But
think
David,
it looks
go ahead
pretty
and try and
cool.
get back on.
I think it looks pretty cool.
But if you look, the Save New York and with John and Charles on the top is kind of like pushed up. It looks like it's pushed up a little high. Maybe I should move it down.
Couple notches, so it's
David,
centered up.
yeah. All right. Well, anyways.
That's all right. You're gonna have to hook up your other computer.
All right. He's coming back on, but like I said, though, this rate, yeah, I do have to because of the lag on my end. But like I said, that has to be on his end, not logging on. It's got to be on his end because this is online. It's not like it's being hosted on my computer. That's lit. See, this ain't gonna work. Right, David, let's set it up to be on next week if you want. It doesn't seem to be working, but I can send you a link next week and so we can mess around and make sure it works. Yeah, it's not working, Dave. It's just the thing's just spinning. It's not
Just
work.
spinning. Yeah, just spinning.
All right.
We'll have to fool
Anybody
around
else
with it.
have anything else? Okay. He removed himself. But anybody else have any comments they want to talk about, discuss? Throw it up in the comments and we'll pop it up here. See, I have a button I could pop on there that says connection is the connection is fairly good. So my connection is fairly good on here. But anybody has anything they want to talk about? Yeah. Anybody have anything they want to talk about? Throw it in the comments. Let's get going here.
Yeah, we'll have to have him on next week. Have to practice during the week a little bit.
Maybe
I do like it.
Maybe what's that?
I said I do like it. I got on really easy. Like I said, just like 3 or 4 little buttons and it brought me right to you.
See, he's trying to get on again, but it just keeps spinning. The circle keeps spinning. Like I said, it has nothing to do with on our end because it's not a computer-based program. It's online where it's happening. So David, it's not working, buddy. And David, I wanted to mention, David, while you're here, I wanted to mention, John does the same thing. Get a lot of messages with a lot of different links and stuff like that. I can't keep up. So if I were to look at me on my phone constantly or on the computer constantly, can't do it. Sorry, unless it's important, just put in a tag. Very important to look at. Then I'll try to look at it, but you can't respond to everybody. Everybody's links. Everybody's
that's
it's
crazy.
We're both we both work. We both work, and it's like when you're working, it's hard to stop and look. And I'm not trying to be rude or nothing, but I just can't look at everything that's sent to me. I can't do it. But
I can't either. Way too much stuff.
All right, David, it's not happening. I'm going to remove you. We'll have to try to set something up for next week. Yeah.
There you go.
All right, David.
I wanted to try that chat button again, but I don't know. We'll have to pull around.
Sorry, David, but Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to fool around with it during the week, Charles.
So what else? What else? What else?
That's really probably about it for me. I mean, I just
There was
walked
some.
in the door, so wicked lag.
Yeah, I hold on with this.
That was
Okay,
like
here we
a
go.
15-second. They should be on high alert for sure.
Yeah, because they got that going, and you could possibly have something else pop up, like something a little bit more serious. I mean, that's pretty serious by itself when people's lives are in danger, but they should be on high alert because you never know. Not for nothing, but false flags happening.
Yeah.
That happens
Schools,
all over the
everything.
place.
Everything should be
Yeah.
on high alert right now with all the illegals that are in here. Oh my God, there's millions of them. Millions. Everything should be on high alert. I watched Dan Bongino earlier. He said the DEFCON level is higher than it's ever been in like 100 and something years. So
Really?
everything's at risk. Yeah, I shared it on my page. Everything's at risk right now. That he said everybody's talking about some type of something bad happening. So everyone just has to be prepared and keep your head on a swivel.
Oh, here
Know
we go.
your
Here we go. David he just popped on. He said he was going to do it with his computer. Here we go.
hey.
Hey,
Good. 3 minutes. Hurry up.
did you do your microphone check and everything? Yeah, we had David on probably several months back, and he's pretty knowledgeable when it comes to the Constitution and all that stuff. He's got a lot of knowledge. So, did you do a mic check? Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Can't hear you, bud.
You have to do a mic check. Do you know sign language?
I watch a dude on Facebook that does
Kidding.
sign.
While we're waiting for him to get on, but hey, I got some useless information because I'm full of useless information, and a couple things I looked into real quick. When people say that we gotta have a little fun sometimes because life is crazy here in the country, in the world, and in our state.
Yeah.
But I
Mhm.
looked up. I think I mentioned this last week about the under the weather. Did I mention that under the weather with the ships?
I don't think so. No.
When people say that they feel under weather, it really has to do with when you're on the ships a long time ago. That when you felt seasick and stuff like that, you're always told to go down below on the ships, and they called it put you down under the weather. So that's why when people feel sick, they go under the weather. Just a little bit of useless information, and
Didn't know that.
so yeah. So
How you doing,
there's
David?
another thing that I looked into also, but is it working?
Save New York to
Let
David.
me see something. Let me check something here. I mean, let me see. I have something here. It says, no button to edit mic stuff, but it's still not working with your microphone. But
Well, we're gonna have to practice that one.
yeah. So
Maybe like over the
Yeah.
weekend or something.
there was another piece of useless information.
Nothing.
I don't know what it was. I'm full of useless information.
Several months back.
All right, David. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing. We're not hearing nothing.
Yep.
And all that stuff.
Wait a minute.
So,
Okay, can you hear
did
me?
you do a mic check?
Yeah, I did a mic check. It's working.
Yeah, but
Can
we
you hear
hear
me
something in
now?
the background.
Well, I'll fix that.
We hear something in the background. You might want it. Yeah, you might want it in the background. Whatever sound you got in the
Where's
background.
my other microphone?
All right.
Do you know sign language?
Wicked lag.
Oh, that's me talking.
I watch it too down
You got the
Facebook
echo.
a
The
dozen
delay
times.
thing. All right.
I got to
Yeah,
find
we'll wait for the-
Yeah, you got to turn that off.
Hey, I got
Oh, you know what it is?
some full useless information.
If you're watching the video, also you got to turn that
Okay,
off.
let's do real quick. Let's say that gotta have a little fun sometimes because life is crazy here in the country.
I can't believe the lag on that, Charles. That's like 30 seconds.
I think I mentioned this last week about under the weather.
That's how Zoom was.
The ships.
Is
I
also.
don't think so. No.
When people say
Can you-
that they feel unweathered,
Any way of turning
really
that
has to
off?
do with when you're on the ship a long time ago.
All right, boys.
and when
Mute
I've
it,
had
mute it.
enough.
sick and stuff
Mute
like
it.
that, you're always
There we go. Did you mute it? Did you mute it or what?
Oh. David, can you hear us?
Shake your head. Blink once for yes and blink twice for no. Or move your head down for no. Keep it up for yes. Can you hear us or no? Can you hear us? Can't hear you. Apparently there was a video playing in the background, either on your phone or on a computer. All you have to do is mute that. You just mute the video because we're getting
Can you hear me now?
a lot of delayed stuff. Yes,
yeah, so
I can.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Maybe like over
but
the
we can still
weekend.
hear but we can still hear the video going on behind you. That's delayed bad.
Hang on.
there was enough.
Okay, how's that?
Turn it off on your phone or turn it off on your
Yeah, I
or
just
mute
turned
it.
it
Just
off.
mute it. Got
I
it.
just turned it off on the phone. Can
Or
you hear
just
me now?
mute it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there we go.
Perfect. Can you hear us?
Yeah. For some
All right.
reason,
So
it's
what do you want
not.
to talk about? What do you?
Well, if the Arizona, I sent you a
Oh,
video,
yes.
both a video today through your messenger. You will be amazed at what the 4 people in Arizona are doing. Not government officials and not lawyers. It's about an hour and a half video. If you watch it, you will be amazed. They actually went to court. We've got the document with the first court case that they took in, where they're telling the officials what they have to do. Since then, they did the video I sent you's got an update. Now they've got 2 or 3 other documents, and they're doing it by writ. Before it was an affidavits. Now they went above that and doing it by writ, and they're actually looking at taking these people for treason.
Wow.
All right. Can you explain that? Can you explain that writ? Can you explain what that writ means?
A writ is your standing. Okay, we are individuals. We're of the people. We're not of the corporation. If we stand in our standing,
All right.
we are. When you're a writ is like when they did the Declaration of Independence of the United States, or when the king sets an order, that is a writ. So the king set an order, and then he has people follow it. Well, when our forefathers did the Declaration, that was the writ. Now they did a writ in Arizona. Four individuals did a writ in Arizona, and now they're telling they've got the lawyers calling them, asking them what they need to do about it, because the lawyers don't know.
Wow. That's
So what do you think's
crazy.
going to become of it?
Well, actually, they've sent another one to the military, telling to arrest the corporation and start issuing for treason. They also sent one to Trump to tell Trump what to do.
All right. Let me ask you this, because I thought the corporation was already dissolved. The United States
Trump-
corporation.
The Trump dissolved the actual corporation just before he left office. In fact, the address for the
Because
corporation
it-
was actually in United Kingdom. Back before he did that, if you Googled the United States LLC, it was a United Kingdom address, which most people didn't realize.
Wasn't the time up? Wasn't the time up for the corporation? Wasn't it like expiring and it needed to be redone or something like that?
It wasn't expiring. He had to actually disassemble it. But it took time
Okay.
for him to do it once he did it. The address was still up for about 6 months after he signed that letter dissolving it.
So
No
a lot
kidding.
of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand that the United States is a corporation. The U.S. Supreme Court is a corporation. A lot of these
Well,
other
it's
courts,
still-
there's a lot of things that are.
They're
What's
still
that?
trying to act as a corporation.
But
Okay.
all of them are dissolved. Is that what you're saying? All of them are
Yeah.
dissolved.
The United States corporation is dissolved. But they're still
What about Department of
Because they're-
Justice? Department of
their
Justice.
administrations are still trying to act as a corporation because they're acting through the administration, not through the Constitution.
So what about the Department of Justice and the other ones? What about the Department of Justice and the other ones? Are they all dissolved also? Are they all
all
done?
administrative. They're not acting under the Constitution. They're acting administrative, which is what we have to stop. Stop them from running through the administration. The judges, as a matter of fact, you'll hear in that video how the oaths they're taking, it's not under the Constitution. It's under their own oaths, administrative oaths. So if you listen to the video,
Is that Dusty?
it's about an hour and a half video.
Hey guys.
She listened to it too.
Yeah.
He does
So
it.
basically what they're doing is they're breaking their own rules because way back as far as Abraham Lincoln, we were infiltrated. We were in the Bar Association, which is the Bar Association and all the judges and the lawyers and whatever. We're supposed to be able to take our cases to the court. We're supposed to have a jury to settle our grievances.
Yeah.
So yeah,
The jury and is supposed to be our jury. They're
Right.
not supposed to be under the government. The government is ours. The juries are ours. The voting
government is ours.
Yeah,
The government belongs to us.
and what
They're supposed to do what we tell them to do.
but what they
Yeah, but they don't.
But what they've done is they've twisted things around to make people believe that
But
it's the opposite.
That's because we've been dumbed down. You know, we weren't taught the Constitution the way the forefathers meant it to be.
Right.
We just
And
weren't.
this is something. This is something that's not new. They've been dumbing people down and changing
For years.
for decades and decades.
Yep.
This is
Yeah.
not new. This is
For
a
a very, very long
well-orchestrated
time.
plan that's been going, especially as far as I know, as far as back from 1913. The
Yes.
Federal
Before-
Reserve crap
Yep.
that they did overnight. As far as I know,
Actually,
it might even be further than that, but who knows?
Yeah.
Back in the mid 1800s.
Actually, when President Lincoln,
Okay.
that's when they infiltrated and started changing things. But if you go back, we can use the original writ of the Constitution, and we can abolish all of what they're doing. If we just follow what I can't remember the guy's name, Daniel something.
Daniel. If you watch the video, one of the ones that took this to court
Yep.
was one of the affidavit mamas.
Yep.
There's a guy
There's
named
4 of
Daniel.
them on the
There's a guy named Daniel. He was another one. I
yeah.
don't know the other two, but
He's
if
a
you-
veteran. You guys ought to get him on your show.
he's a veteran and an ex-cop.
If I can get a hold of Deborah, I'll see if I can get him to get on the show with you guys and he can explain it, because we need to spread this as far as we can get. We can do that. We can take back New York that way.
As a matter of fact, if you want, we can try and get a hold of them this week
Yeah,
and get them on for next week.
we'll see. If we can
That'll
do
work.
that.
But I tried. What's his name? What's his name? David Jose. Is that his name?
So this
David Jose.
David Jose is the one that teaches the affidavit.
He's another one, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
the one that started
Yeah, I
all
tried-
this
I tried-
affidavit stuff.
And we've been studying the
I
Constitution.
tried connecting with him, but I didn't get too far. I didn't get too far with that when I tried connecting with
He's
him.
a hard one
It's
because
like he
they've been
didn't
after
respond to
him.
my stuff.
They've been after him. When
Yeah.
he found out,
All right.
that CPS is and all of these agencies, they're not following the law. The law is the supreme law.
Yeah.
And there's trafficking going on,
A
child
lot.
trafficking. They're stealing our kids. They're stealing our money. Plain and simple. And people don't believe that, but it's true.
It is true. Yeah.
After he started going after CPS, they actually physically tried to kill him.
Yeah.
He was in a van with someone. He got out. As soon as he got out and walked away, somebody else got in the van and was going to kill him.
And he was going after, I believe it was McCain, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, it was McCain.
Well, maybe we can post a movie on here.
But this other one, if we can get Deborah and
And
Daniel on,
I'm sure that they'd love to come on because they want to make sure that everybody knows what the supreme law is and how to actually work it. Because we could be doing this. We could take down those laws, those acts. They're breaking their own rules.
Yeah.
Okay, so they drag us in. They drag us in through the corporation. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Corporation. What they're doing is they're trying to drag us into that. And we're sovereign. We're the people. We tell them what to do.
We're supposed to. I got to run, though, Charles. I got to run, you guys.
all right.
And if people, you gotta run. All right.
Yeah, I got to
All
run.
right, John. We'll set something up cool for next week.
Set
All right.
some up for
I'll
next
talk to
week.
you
Yeah.
later. We can keep
All right.
talking though.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
We can
Good night.
keep talking for a few here.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Hey, so
Af-
the thing is about like when people talk about like what the corporations. Hold on a second. I want to mention something. The thing about the corporations is that people don't understand is that's why all the money's involved with everything because
Right.
they're a corporation. Corporations are out to make money.
mhm.
That's what it's all
Right.
about. And all these people are making all this money, and that's why they're distributing money all over the place, money laundering and everything else. Because corporations, their business is to make money. That's why people can see that happening all around us. It's happening. It's happening every day. It's been happening for a long time.
Yep. It sure has.
And the thing
And
of it
little
is,
by little, when they write these laws, and this is what I've been trying to tell people, they don't have a right to write laws that infringe upon your rights. That's not what they're there for. They're not there for that. All of this stuff that they've done, the taxes, even a driver's license, we're not supposed to have that. Property taxes,
No.
they're stealing. They are literally stealing from the people.
the,
Literally.
all,
I mean,
all
people accept it.
yeah. Well, they don't know.
They don't know any better. We didn't either. But for some reason, I can remember. Do you remember? I don't know if you're old enough to remember, but I remember when they scrambled the signals on televisions and started making us pay for channels. Do you remember that? They don't own the
No.
airwaves. They don't own our resources. They cannot tell us that we can't have gas because all of that belongs to the people. It belongs
And you
to
know it's all
of us
about somebody.
by
You know it has
God.
to do with somebody making money. You know it has
Yeah,
to do
well-
with somebody making money somewhere. Because that's what it's all about. Your
all, this,
corporation.
all these laws that they're passing with all the money that you're sending all these different countries and stuff, 90% of it comes back to them.
And mainly Democrats. And it's supporting their
Not just Democrats.
elections. their elections and everything. It supports their elections.
Our
All the
elections
money
are stolen. Our elections have been stolen from us. Plain and simple. And this
Yeah.
guy that we can get on here can tell you that, and he can tell you where it all started. If you go back to your first constitution, it says by the people for the people. The people have
Another
the
thing-
inherent, are in charge inherently through God.
Yeah.
Like, it's
And let me ask
in
you
the
this then.
Declaration of Independence. You know,
Let me ask you. Yeah. Let me ask you this then. So, I forgot where I was going. Let me. No, here we go. So let me ask you this. So wasn't it at one point in the Constitution, or is it still in the Constitution, where attorneys or lawyers are not supposed to run for office or for president?
That's right.
Is there
Yep.
something?
It's even
That's
Is
right.
that still in the? Is it still there? Or is that one of the areas that were removed from the Constitution?
it's even in their administrative procedures. They're not supposed to be touch us.
No,
Everything that they pass, all these through the agencies, if you dig into it, it's only supposed to affect the people that are in government.
right. It's their rules, not
let's go.
their
Let's go down the
rules.
rabbit hole a little bit more here. Let's go down the rabbit hole a little bit more here about like marriages and stuff like that. I don't know if we did the last time you were on or not, but like when you get married, you're entering an agreement, a 3-way agreement with you and your spouse and the state, which then allows them to interfere within your. Oh, so you have that, and then you have the same thing like with
So what they've
marriages,
done is
because this is what from what I understand was that. No, hold on a second. So from what I understand is that at the beginning, now correct me if I'm wrong, at the beginning it was they created the marriages back during the slavery days when the black people wanted to get married, they had to ask permission, all right? And then it went from there. Then there was like interracial marriages, and then they just kept extending it onto then after that interracial, and then they went right on to the Caucasian people, that then now they had to get licenses, and then everything that people do, like even with their home, they want to put a shed out back, they have to get a permit. They're actually asking permission. So everything has to do with permission. And then once you like even go into courts for custody and stuff like that, you entered a 3-way agreement with the state to allow them to interfere with your stuff. And then the license, the same thing. It was only supposed to be for commerce. So we've been duped over multiple things all over the place. And people have to step back and go, all right, enough's enough. We can't deal with, because people have gotten away with driving. People have gotten away with driving without having a license, and then gotten away with it without getting the tickets. Because once you buy a vehicle and you get a title, that is actually now their possession because you have the title.
You're just really.
But that's because of the most people when they buy a car, they get a loan. And if you if you go into that and you dig deep enough, you're going to find out that even the banks are committing fraud. Okay, so when you get the loan and then they turn around and they want to register before you leave that the grounds of the dealer, you're pulled into the corporation.
The same thing with birth certificates.
And we shouldn't be pulled into the corporation.
When
We're private.
when you sign the birth certificate for your child, when a woman signs a birth certificate, they're actually signing that child over to the government.
Yeah, we're saying that they're well, maybe I shouldn't say the word, the B word.
And
They become bastards.
Social Security.
Yep.
Yep.
Now
the government.
I mean, there's so much out there. There's so much out there. Yep. And then they're like what do you call it when a human being's born, when a baby's born, they're actually like an asset, or they're like commodity. And that's why like the taxes, like when you're born, I don't know what it is right now, but it's almost like probably close to 100,000. That baby's born $100,000 in debt already, and then they sell the commodities, right? They will sell the commodities of that person
through the stock
everything
market.
else.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I mean, they make money off you.
The number on the birth certificate is actually, how would they put it? it goes through the stock market and different commodities.
Yep.
And even when you take a loan out, you're not taking a loan out, you're borrowing your own money.
Yep. Yep.
It's wild. It's wild because we've been duped so many times with so much
And-
stuff through the years.
Mhm.
But they make it sound good. They make it sound good because they put the nice words in there, like, "Oh, we're doing it for you." Almost not like that, but they make it sound like, "Oh, this is for your safety. This is for you. This is to help you," like the Social Security and all that crap. That, you know, and then people have to realize, like, when you look at the Social Security, is that
Well,
You have-
even the Social Security Act and all of those are all unlawful. Did you know that? It's all unlawful.
yeah, because they're forcing you. They're forcing you to put money into something, and then they throw all that fear out there, like, "Oh, Social Security is going to get cut." While we're sending billions overseas to other countries, but you're socially, people have to start looking up, going, "Wait a minute, what's going on?" Are they fear mongering, say my Social Security is going to be cut, or it's going to be, or even like when the government shuts down, whatever? That's all BS to me. And people have to start looking at this, going, "Wait a minute, this isn't right." They're just fear mongering. They're just pulling all these shenanigans all over the place with everything. It's all an illusion. Everything's an
So-
illusion.
It's the same thing with the climate change. The
Everything.
climate change, the same thing. It's all illusion.
Yep. They
Carbon.
got
Carbon tax. All they want to tax you.
use nefarious acts and fear mongering to get people to surrender their rights is what they're doing.
This
To
cli-
change
Yeah.
the whole thing, our freedom.
this whole climate change is just to get your control over you.
Yeah.
It's a superior tactic to
You can-
gain control.
Yeah.
Because they can't
It's
take
like
control.
pure evil. It's like
But
there's
even
pure
though
evil out there, and it's
Yeah,
right in your
but
face.
even though they've done this, we can still take our state back.
Just
Oh,
like
got an
Arizona.
echo. Got an
Right. So
echo.
Arizona is taking their state back. Oh, let me ask you another thing. Let me ask you another thing real quick. This is something I thought about earlier. Is that now when you go to the county clerk, all right, and you do a DBA, all right. My name is Charles D. Frank. If I went in there, I did a DBA as doing business as Charles D. Frank. Doesn't that do something? Because I heard this a while back. Doesn't that do something as far as it takes me away from their I'm doing business as Charles D. Frank, so doesn't that do something with how they can control and own me? Is there something? Have you ever heard of something like that?
You gotta go in and get away from the administrative act,
The administrative state.
and you've got to go in as to the constitutional part.
Yeah.
Of it. Once
Yeah.
you go under the
All right.
administrative,
It was just something I probably about a decade ago.
huh?
What?
What was that?
No, I
What'd
didn't
you
say nothing.
say?
Go ahead.
Oh.
I didn't say
Once you
nothing.
go
Go
in-
ahead. I didn't say nothing. Go ahead.
Once you go in to their jurisdiction,
Yeah.
you're stuck.
Not really.
We've got to stay out of the administrative circumstances
Yeah.
and go in as
So that was-
one of the people.
You got to go in as one
So
of the
that
people.
wasn't true. So that wasn't true then. I'm just saying it's something I heard about years ago, and I was just curious if it was true or not about that. But then they also say, like, during like the court, when you're in court, once you enter into that one area past the gate, you're now in their control.
Yep.
But if you never enter, that's why they make you come up, because if you
Yeah.
go to a certain point, you're now in their control.
Because if you walk into a court, it's kind of like they've got a ritual that they go through. So you're like, you enter into contract with them by doing that.
Yes.
One
Yeah.
thing you'll learn if you watch that video is that the bar association has control of everything. The courts, the
Judges.
judges, they control
Clerks,
everything.
right down to our dog catcher.
Hmm.
Because if you
Yeah.
go against it, if you're an attorney, you go against it, they will disbar you, and then you have to be an attorney, more or less, in order to. They have the corner market, the market corner. They have it because you have to be in it. They want you to have an attorney.
In the administrative part of it,
Yeah.
you don't have to be in the
Yeah.
administrative part if we take grand jury back and go through with the affidavits and the writ.
Right. By using the original writ, we can abolish all of this, all of everything that they're doing.
That was another thing in that video. They're getting ready to abolish the whole government.
Yep. They started with elections.
It needs to be reset. The whole government needs to be reset because there's so many
Definitely.
rhinos in there. And it's like the illusion is insane.
This
You know,
guy,
people have to start.
this guy's Daniel that we want to get on the program, he was saying that he ran for Congress or something as a Republican. He said, and the Republicans are not on our side.
They're actually
No,
controlling everything for the Democrats.
Yeah. I'm telling you, we're in a mess. We're in a mess. And the sooner people,
no, I believe that. That's why I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I couldn't put myself to register as a Republican because for years I'm going, they're both corrupt. They're both bad. It doesn't make
The
a
birds-
difference. The birds, you know, two wings of the same bird, like they say. That's what it is.
I registered as a Republican, and then I went to a meeting, and I went, why am I bothering? Because right off the bat, I saw nothing but corruption. I saw wrongdoing, and I hadn't even looked into what was really right yet. And we're still learning, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing, and I'm like, why?
And this is what we've been trying to get people to understand. We can take the state back, but we need help.
Yeah.
Two
Yeah.
people can't do it all.
No. No.
No, it's I know it's crazy. But yeah, if you want to get them people on for next week, they'd be great. But like I said, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but like I said, people send me videos, they send me links all the time. It's like I don't have time to watch all of it. I don't, and I feel bad. Because it's like I don't have time because I work all day long. John works. And it's kind of like
Watch the one I sent you tonight. You'll be amazed with.
I will make. All right.
And we'll try to get a hold of Debbie tonight and see what she's gonna come up with.
Yeah, ever contact me on Facebook, and we had a couple things we talked about. We're probably going to get booted from YouTube, but that's fine.
So we had Rick Andrews had a show through a local TV station or a local radio program that was also on Facebook. Was he on Facebook?
Yeah.
Guess he was on Facebook. And he had the Affidavit Mamas on. I'm sure that Deborah would love to work with us, especially because she knows what kind of state we're in New York State. And, we don't want to give up. It's not going to help us. It's not going to help anybody to leave the state. We got to stand and we got to fight. We got to fight back.
Leaving the state's not going to do nothing because
Right.
It's going to weaken. It's going to weaken the movement. It's going to weaken it.
Every state has its problems. I mean, and we know this because we've joined with David Jose on all of the groups on Telegram, and we've heard from all the states. We know what they're going through. They're going through some of the same thing, like with the elections and all of the laws that they're trying to pass. And it's crazy. It's just crazy, but we're all working together across the state, and we can have the other states help us. We help each other.
right now
It's a takeover of America is what it is. It's a takeover.
Yeah, it's an insurrection. The true insurrection is what they did to us. Is what's happening through the government. It wasn't, we're not
They deflect.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right now, we've got an affidavit that Deborah's looking at. She's helping us with. It's pretty much done, except for maybe some corrections she makes. And hopefully we can get some people on board this one. We've done other ones, but most of the people that signed the other notices were from out of state.
Yep.
And we only have.
You know what's hard?
We had 3,000
Is-
3,000 from all the other states signed the JOT form. JOT form is the electronic one that goes through email to send out the affidavit or the notice. If they're from another state, they can send a notice, but not an affidavit. But if they're from New York State, we can send the affidavits. But we had over 3,000 send
For the DOH.
notices for the DOH and that Rule 13. So they know what they're doing is wrong.
That's why they're pushing so hard.
We've
They're
already
afraid to catch
told
up.
them. So now what
You
we
know what's
need to
hard
do,
though?
we need to do this original writ thing and go after them that way. And that's what
You know
we're
what's
going
hard
to
though? You know what's hard though is that there's so many things going on at different fronts that people are fighting all over New York State that they don't have time. It's almost like it's hard because people are
Yeah.
working on so many different things. We're working on what's going on in the schools. We're working on what's going on with the gun laws. There's so that people are so focused on their one area that it's hard to get anybody to come together on one certain point.
Well, they're
to be good
it's
with
not
that stuff.
it's not
Everybody
being
else-
it's not being entered in the courts right in
Yeah,
the first place.
They're going through the courts in the administrative section.
It's not gonna they're
And that's why they're losing.
right.
They're going in as administrators. And when you do that, you lose jurisdiction.
Right. We have to go
Yeah,
in. You
I'm
have
just
to go
saying
in one of the people.
The point I'm trying to make is that it's hard to get a lot of people together
Yeah.
to focus on one thing. It's hard. I mean, it's
Yeah.
We could do everything and with through the affidavits and the writ. But
but to get
it's
everybody on board,
see, they're doing it their own way and not
Right. There's four of them that signed that original writ, and they're making headway. They are making headway in
see,
Arizona. So
here in New York, they had all the lawyers go through and tell them, no, the affidavits don't work. The affidavits.
They
As a
do
matter of
work.
fact, when
mandates.
when they first started going after the election results in 2021, there was a lawyer or so-called proclaimed lawyer going to and telling them, well, they won't work. So now, and now even the lawyers are saying that they don't work. But the reason they're saying that because either they were taught that way or they know it'll work and don't want it to work.
Right.
The lawyers are not your friend.
Now
all right,
the lawyers are working with the court.
exactly, but
So
because they're part of the bar association,
that's
they're all part
right.
of the same gang. All right, listen, we've been going on for well over an hour now, so I have to call it a night. But yeah, hook that person up. Send tell them to contact me on Facebook or whatever, and
Okay.
we'll see. Get her on. It's a she, correct? It was what was her name?
You got Deborah and Daniel. Daniel is
Right.
and Daniel's actually the one that's been doing what he's been doing, and I don't know how Deborah found out about it, but I can talk to her.
They
I can
did
get
it
her on
together.
the phone.
They did them together.
Yeah, I know they did the original writ together, but yeah, and
And
they
they're doing it here in New York.
No,
They're
Here in
doing
New York,
we're doing it in Arizona.
in Arizona.
Arizona. Got it.
But somebody else that has taken congressmen out and everything, gotten them fired, and we can if we could teach people how to do this, or we do it ourselves, and other people can just sign or whatever, but you really need to learn the Constitution, the way it's supposed to go, because that is the supreme law. And we can go all the way back to the first one where it says the power is inherent in the people, and that's us. That's not the elected officials. I had an argument with an assistant from Claudia Tenney who tried to tell me that the power belonged to our representatives. And I said, no, they represent us. We tell them what to do.
This
You
is
They
got
just
it.
do what they
Ro-
want to do. Yeah. Claudia Tenney's she's not one of my favorites.
none of them are.
No.
I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see this, but this is the original Arizona court document
Yep.
that was
All
filed.
right. All right.
We'll see if we can get him
Hey,
on.
I'll tell you what.
You're gonna love him. You're gonna love him.
All right.
All
Yeah,
right, have a
have him
good night.
contact me on Facebook. But I gotta
Okay.
get going. But hey, maybe I'll talk to John. Maybe if we want, maybe we could pick like a night where we could like do something like every week, maybe, and have you guys come on and try to get this movement thing going. If you want,
Okay.
we'll pick a separate night. I'll talk to John about it and see if he wants to do something. If he can't make it, I could do it myself. Because I have like I have Monday and Tuesdays available, and maybe do a Monday or something. But we could go like a half hour, 45 minutes, and then maybe do like a weekly thing. But I'll talk to John about it and see if we can set something up
Yeah,
and do that.
'cause
This way, to get the movement out there, to get it going.
He's gonna put together a thing to try to teach people. So whatever we learn from this, because this is more advanced than what we actually learned through David Jose. This is the meat. This is what we need to take back
Right.
our city. So
All right, I'll keep in touch with you guys for tonight, and thanks for coming on. You guys are
Yep.
full of information. It's appreciated. It is, it really is. That's why I'm asking you about the certain things. But let's call it a
Keep
night for tonight, and then I'll talk
We
to
aren't-
I'll talk to
aren't gonna
John.
stop.
All right, have a good night.
Good. All
Bye.
right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night. Bye.
You too.